Welcome to Creativerse, your home of innovation, creation, and inspiration. This is our Autodesk 3ds Maths course. Welcome back. So let's continue from where we left off. So we're going to draw a box. Okay, so we have a box here. When you hold your Alt and the middle mouse button, you're going to have the Alt menu. This can come in handy later on in this course. But when you use only your right mouse button, you're going to be having your chord menu. From now, we're just having the 2. Depending on what is selected, will depend on will determine the options you're going to be getting here. So that can come in handy in this course. Alright, so here we have our undo. We're going to Z could help in that too. We have the select and link, we have the link. Now, when it comes to moving things all around, basically, you hit your W, you have a move, which is this. You can either click this or hit your W. And come here, you have your select and rotate. Okay, so you can rotate things. Note that you can rotate in one axis. Yes. Your select a uniform, when you hit your R, that's your select a uniform. That means I can be here, E, and rotate W. So get used to this. W for you move, you can move things around. E for you rotate, you can rotate things around. You can scale. Just like a move, you can scale in one axis, you can scale in this axis, you can scale in this axis. And when you drag the middle, you can scale. Then you also have this part here. Now look at it now. Here means scaling on both sides. Dragging here only means scaling on one axis. To scale on in two axes, here borders on Z and X. When I scale here, is now Z and X. Here is Z and Y. Y here is X and Y. Here is the middle. So this works same way for your move tool. So you can move in one axis, move in one axis, move in another axis. You can move in the middle, like so. So here I'm moving on the 3 axis. Then when I hover around here, this borders on the Z and Y, so I can move in the Z and Y axis. Here I can move in the Z and X axis. And here I can move like so. So that can come in handy time to time. So please master this 3. Your move, like W, E, rotate, and R, basically. Okay, so let's move on. Alright, so we also have our this part here, which is your all. So let me show you how this works. Let's say I draw from my geometry. I have a cone, I have a teapot. From here I decide to go to my splines and draw my line and maybe the arc and the rectangle. Now when I go into this part here, when I hit my Alt, it means I can select anything on my scene, either my geometry or my splines or whatever. When I hit my geometry here, it means I can only select geometries, and I can't select all of this here because they are not geometries. As you can see from your geometry, I can draw things in 3D. When I hit my shapes is where you have your spline. As you can see here, you have your shapes. So now I cannot select the geometries here, and so on and so forth. So if I go on to add, let's say, lights, cameras, helpers, and so on, I can then come here, click lights, and I can select only my lights, basically. So that's what that's meant for. But most of the times, you're going to be using your all. Okay? You have your world axis, you have your local, and let me show you how the local can play a role here. Let's say, select this and you rotate this. Let's use rotate. Rotate this like this. Now if I want to move this, before we move on, I believe you're aware that Alt W is to maximize the viewport. So if I hit this, I'm in my world axis. So now it's moving in respect to the world. Okay, more like this grid line here. If I come in and I type and I click local, you observe how it changes direction from the world to local. Local meaning it's moving in respect to the object axis. So right now I can move in the direction that the object is pointing to. Remember when it was in the world axis? This is the only thing I can do. Okay? I can only move in respect to what? The world axis. We have other options like the gimbal, grid, and so on and so forth, which we will make use of as time goes on. Then we have our snap toggle. So when you click this here, just use your right mouse button and click. You can set up your snaps here. Okay, you can set up your snap. Maybe if you want things to snap to grid, click it, and when you click, then you can see how you snap into grids. Okay, we have our angle snap. We have our align. Here is our scene explorer. So when you click it, this comes up. But I think we should use probably our design standard workspace. Okay, this is how it will look now. You can, this is your ribbon. You can hide that and so on. So we have our align. Okay, we have our align. We have our layer explorer. We have so much more here. This is for this is when you want to render. This is for the material, shortcut is M, and so on and so forth. So here we're talking about the quad menu when you right click. Okay. Alright. So added to this, we have our extended primitives. You can go in there and check out others. Okay, let me reduce this a bit. Check out other primitives from there. The Torus knots. We have our spindle. We have our Genbram, and many others. So try them out and see what you can come up with. So before we end this class, I would love to show you what I call the unit setup. You come to your customize, go into your unit setup. Here you can choose what unit you want to work on. Let's say I choose meters. Click OK. Now whenever I want to draw something here, click header and then scroll down. Let's use let's use our box. Click my box. It's telling me that I'm drawing in meters. If I change the unit setup to something else, let's say millimeters, and click OK, it's going to be in millimeters. Then you could also make your grid bigger. Okay, if you want to expand this grid, all you need to do is right click this here. Then you have your home grid. In your home grid here, you can make your grid bigger, like so. So with this, I think the highest is 1000. So right now, the grid is so big. We have a very, very big grid. That means you could draw the objects at any part of the scene, as you can see. So that's that basically. Okay, is that fine? Also, when you come here, of course, Alt W will give you your will take you to a 4-way view. You can decide to use a 2-way view here. You can click this, and when you're in the 2-way view, you can go on to check other ones here. Okay, and back to our 4-way view back here. So that will bring us to the end of this class. We've looked at the main menu, the menu bar. We've looked at our prompt line. Okay, we've looked at our viewport configurations. We've looked at our command panel, where we looked at these panels and the different functions. We've looked at the geometry, which is a sub panel under the create panel. Look at standard and extended primitives. And take note that most of the times, whenever you want to model, you're going to be modeling from the primitives. So get used to this, just keep drawing and get used to, creating different shapes. Okay, then I'll see you in the next class. Alright, thank you, bye.